In this lesson I'm going to talk about certain types of symbols called buttons, and they're very cool also. They are what they sound like. They change state perhaps when you hover over them, click them. We can insert a sound when a button is clicked, play a sound file. You see that used a lot in Flash. So let's open up a new doc, a Flash file, and the first thing we're going to do is insert new symbol, and I'm going to name this play button. Now make sure that we've done movie clip before. We want button selected in this case. Leave everything else to default. Now once you insert a symbol, you think you're on the same page, but you're not. It really brings up a new page where you're just dealing with the symbol you inserted, not that main page with the timeline, even though it looks similar. This new view allows you to see the different states: up, over, down, and hit. And hit deals with linking. We're not going to deal with that right now, but these are the three most common: up, over, and down. Up simply means that when someone's mouse is not clicked or hovering over the button, what state do you want it in? Over means if you are hovering but you haven't actually clicked the button, what do you want it to look like or do? And then down is actually clicking the button. What do you want it to do? Alright, so we are in the up state. So first of all, we are going to create a small rectangle. See, so you're in the creation of the symbol area right now. And once the symbol's created, then it goes in your library, and you'll see then we'll have to drag it over to our document. So in this case, I'm going to just make a square big enough to put some lettering in. And I think I'm just going to make it black. Let me use the paint bucket, make it black. Now I'm going to choose the text tool, and I'm just going to make it very simple, white. I'm going to click somewhere in the box, and we can adjust it in just a moment. So right now I'm just going to type play button, like so. And then I'm going to click my select tool. I'm going to grab play button and move it in, like so. And it should snap to. And by the way, we have snap align, snap to guide, snap to object selected. And if you notice, while you're dragging stuff, it kind of wants to go, or shows you, okay, you want to snap it there. And sometimes it won't let you put something exactly where you want it because it's trying to snap it, which is actually much easier on us as the user much of the time, the snapping function, because it sees there's a line here. Okay, you want to get it nearest that line. I'll help you out. Let's just move it there. Or centering it, for instance. It helped me center this because it knew that that's probably what I wanted. But in certain cases, you want an exact spot on the document or on the object placement. You'll have to go here and uncheck snap align or snap to guides or snap to objects, so you could put it in a specific location. Anyway, just a side note. Alright, so we've created our play button. Now, you notice there's nothing here under these. Well, we need to insert a keyframe for the ones we want to use. So in this case, up was already chosen, but we are going to insert a keyframe for over. Okay, now we have the exact same button. But now what do we want it to do when someone's mouse hovers over it? Well, with the selection tool selected, we can click here, and we could change the background, for instance. like that. If we click on the actual lettering, like I just did, now we could change the color of the lettering. Perhaps to a green. Alright, so that's when someone hovers over it. Now we're going to go to down, and we're going to insert a keyframe there. Right click keyframe. Now what do you want it to do when someone actually clicks on it? Well, I'm going to click outside the box so that I can determine what exactly I'm changing. And we know we're changing the background here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go make the background a light gray. Now I'm going to click on the letters themselves, and I want them to be a dark gray, like so. Alright, so now we've created our three states. Of course, on any of these frames, let's say on frame 2 here, we wanted, when someone hovers over it, for them to see two giant circles or something next to it, something crazy, like so. Grab my selection tool, free transform it. Anyway, I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes. I'm not trying to get it perfect. Alright. So now if you hover over, not only would it change color, so what I was trying to illustrate is you're not limited to, okay, in this state you can only change the existing graphics you created when you were under up. You could add stuff, like when you hover over it, I want these things to appear, like I just did. You click down on it, that's how it's going to look. So once you've figured out your three states, or if you are going to use 4 for hit, then what we do, we've created our button, which is a symbol. We go to Edit, Edit Document. Now this brings us out of editing the button, or creating it as we did, and back to our regular document. Remember how I said this is a separate window, so to speak, where you're modifying just the button? Alright, so we go Control E or Edit, Edit Document, and now we're back. Now if we go to our library, there's the button we created. Now, just like any other item in our library, any other object or graphic or movie clip, we can now drag over to our stage. There it is. Now, if we go to Control, Test Movie, watch what happens when we hover over it. Remember those circles we created? Like so. Then when we click it and release, remember it's just on click, so it's not going to stay that color. But only, so you see, if I click it very quick, that's what it turns into. Alright. Now quickly I want to show you how to add sound to your button. So let me delete this from the stage for now. I'm going to go back over to Library. I'm going to right click. Oops. Well, actually double click. Double left click. And that brings up editing that item. Now you notice we're back in our button, or button editing mode, I guess you could call it, with our up, over, down, and hit. So under down, let's say I wanted it to play a sound when someone clicked it. Alright. So here's what we do. We insert another layer. And now, which state do we want this sound to be? Well, we want it to be here, so I'm going to make a keyframe on down, like so. Now remember, any item used that's a symbol, or even a sound, has to be already in our library. So we need to import whatever sound we want into our library. So we're going to go to File, Import. import to library. Alright, now you are limited with the type of files that can be played through Flash. In this case, we're going to pick a guaranteed file type that works, and that's a WAV file. And I just pulled this elephant sound off of the included sounds in Windows. So you're safe with WAV files that they can be played in Flash. So I'm going to double click on that. You notice how it brought the elephant wave into my library. So not only do I have my play button, I have my elephant wave. It gives you a little preview of it. It's a very short file. Now, once I'm clicked on that layer, which I should have renamed sound, and then this main, maybe, I don't know. But while I'm on the sound layer and the down where I created the keyframe, now I need the elephant wave there. Well, now it'll show up under properties, elephant wave. But if there was no wave files, no sound files that could be played in the library, there were none there, you wouldn't see anything under the sound drop down. It would just say none. But now that we've imported the elephant.wave, it's here. So now you're looking at the properties of that particular frame, that keyframe for down on the sound layer. So it's just like the layers of the timeline. You can have it do multiple things with the same action. For instance, so we're still going to have it change to that gray when we click, but in addition to that, this sound will be played. So properties for that keyframe for down and sound, and now I'm going to pick elephant wave. Once that's done, go to edit, edit document. We're back to the document, and now I can drag the play button back over because we modified it. Control, test movie. There's our hover. Did you hear that? It was the elephant. So we could even have it be a longer file, an MP3 length song or something. So kind of neat, huh? All right. So there's a little bit, a very crucial lesson, I would say, on creating symbols that are buttons used all the time in Flash. So do some experimenting with that and have fun.